Park Sport and Recreation Centre on the East Rand in Ekurhuleni. Today, Meshoe's emphasis at the party's manifesto launch earlier this month was on fighting corruption in the public sector. We now cross to our journalist, Ofentse Setimo. Ofentse, Ntate Meshoe Rinkajen.
Thank you very much, Desiree. Well, we're coming to you from Sunward Park Sporting Complex, where ACDP leader Reverend Kenneth Meshoe is set to cast his vote where we are right now. He just arrived and they were busy just titivating him. Here he comes now. Thank you so much for your time, Reverend. Can you just tell us, how's the mood this morning as you come in to cast your vote in the most anticipated elections of our time?
You know, for years I've been voting here and I've never seen such a long queue so early in the morning. It just shows the mood of the people who want to see change. People who have spoken to are saying they have enough, they've had enough with corruption in the country. So they want new leadership. And because of it, you can see in this area how people have come out in large numbers to say we want change. If these elections would not have cheating, they would be definitely free and fair. I can promise you the ANC will be out.
Yes. And can you just tell us, Reverend, because of the pandemic, a lot of parties didn't get a chance to campaign towards their electorate. What are your projections with these elections?
Even though many parties did not have the time to campaign, what people are saying is we want change. I've heard some people say, I'll just vote except ANC. And because of it, we believe many smaller parties or growing parties like ourselves are going to benefit a lot from the outcome of this election. I just got a note that somewhere in KZN, they already found a presiding officer with a box of ballot papers that are already marked ANC. So these kind of things are undermining the credibility of these elections. And for the ruling party to use presiding officers to do that, it just shows how desperate they are to hang on to power when they themselves know that they have failed the people of South Africa. So I'm hoping that the voice of those who are saying we are tired will be heard, and that the ANC will be given time to go and rest and to go and see what they can do to find themselves and to find their conscience and also the willingness to help the people. Because right now, they are not helping people. People are suffering when they are taking the money, when the people are stealing the money, and when money is stolen, they don't seem to be doing anything.
And what would you say to those who might say that you focus too much on the anti-vaxxers as part of your election campaign, and do you think that might not come back to bite you?
Not at all. You know, like now I was not going to say anything about it if you didn't mention that. Okay, we have been answering questions. And you know, I've never said I don't have an answer when I'm asked a question. So if people ask me a question about vaccines or whatever, I will answer the question. So those who have been saying that we have focused too much on that have to ask the question. Were they answering questions or how did it happen? And the answer is we were answering questions.
But don't you think it might come back to bite you that, you know, those that vaccinated might say no, but, you know, you're discouraging people from vaccinating?
No, I don't think so, because people know that what the ACDP is against is not the vaccine. The ACDP is not against that, but we are against mandatory vaccines. We are against forcing people to do what they don't want to do, which undermines the freedoms that the Constitution promises. Every South African has the right to choose. As South Africans have the right to choose the party of their choice, they also must have the right to choose what goes into their bodies. So many are saying, I don't want to be forced. And interestingly, there are many of those who are vaccinated who say we also don't agree with mandatory vaccinations. We don't agree with forcing anybody. They say we have taken the vaccine voluntarily. Nobody forced us. And actually one guy said, if they were forcing, I would have rejected it. But I voluntarily took it. That's why I say mandatory vaccines must be stopped. Let people be given answers and explanations, those who are still hesitant, so that they can choose to go and take it freely.
Thank you so much. Well, as you heard, that's ACDP leader Kenneth Meshoe actually saying that it was not part of his campaign to discourage people not to vaccinate, actually saying that he was asked the question, and when he responded was that mandatory vaccinations are the ones he's against, not vaccination. And with that, from us at Sunward Park in Boksburg, is back to studio.